Good afternoon. This is Gary Albin coming to you from the offices of Accident Recovery Team for another Facebook Live session. I hope everybody's had a good week and is looking forward to a fun weekend. We wanted to talk a little bit this afternoon about when you should call a lawyer, what's the advantages of calling a lawyer, that's something that frankly, I'm always a little surprised. Sometimes people will call, and one of the first things they'll say is, I had to think about whether I wanted to call just to get some advice because, I'm not really one of these people that call lawyers. I don't like the idea of filing a lawsuit or filing a claim. And, the first thing I always say is just because you talk to a lawyer, just because you take the time to get a little bit of legal advice or just some information about the situation you find yourself in, doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't commit you to anything. It's just educating yourself so that you know what your rights are, what your obligations are as far as reporting an injury or your time deadlines for taking action if that's what you even decide you want to do. And it's always completely confidential. Nobody knows that you talked to a lawyer, got some information. Not that it's anything to be ashamed about, but it's completely confidential. There's no strings attached. And when you come to the Accident Recovery Team, it's completely free. We're happy to give information and some guidelines and suggestions to folks so that they can decide what's best for them. Frankly, not every injury or event that befalls somebody requires needing to get a lawyer involved. But there are a lot of times more complications or more involved issues than are at first apparent. And thank goodness most people, if they've had the misfortune of being in a car accident or having an injury at work, they've never been through that before or not very often. And it can be very intimidating and it can be very time consuming and frustrating. And on top of that, most of the time you're not feeling well. You're trying to recover from an injury or some type of ailment. And so hopefully just taking the time to either call us on the phone or to come in and visit with us in person to kind of find out, okay, this is how this works. This is what you can expect when you visit with an insurance company or when you talk with the doctors. Just having that information can hopefully allow you to relax and focus on what's most important, which is recovering and getting back to good health. Norman and Sean and Todd, my partners here at Accident Recovery Team, and I are all very committed to the idea that when you graduate from law school, we're told you're not just lawyers, but you're also counselors at law. And the idea is if we can give information and provide people with some knowledge to allow them to navigate their way through some complicated situations, we're doing a real service to people. Many times it makes a lot of sense to get a lawyer involved, but like I say, not always. But that's up for you to decide. I've had many situations where people come in, they sit down and either spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, however long it takes to answer the questions they have. And then they decide, you know what, I'm comfortable with where I'm at right now. I don't know that I need to hire anybody just yet, but if I need somebody, I'll call you back. Or for that matter, different people, you can go to different doctors to get different opinions about a situation. The same thing applies to attorneys too. Literally, I've told people, give me a call if I can help, but you know what? If you decide I'm not the right lawyer to talk to, that's fine. Call one of my competitors. Wichita, I think, really is very fortunate that we have some very good, very knowledgeable attorneys in this community. I think our office is one of those options as well. But if you don't talk to me, if I'm not the right fit, talk to somebody else. But find out what you can do for you and your family to help recover physically and medically and financially from a car accident or a workplace injury. Because you can't always rely on the information you receive from friends or family or from the insurance company or even from employers if it's a work comp situation. It's not necessarily that they're trying to mislead you or steer you wrong, but there's frankly a lot of wrong, incorrect, or even outdated information that people may have heard at one time. For instance, in work comp, the situation back in 2010 with regard to how long you have to file a claim, what even constituted a claim, it's much different than it is today because laws change. They're constantly being amended and rewritten, and there's new court cases that come down that interpret the laws in different ways. So, I think it's always a very good first step. If you have any questions at all, any concerns about whatever legal situation you're involved in, pick up the phone and either give us a call. We're happy to talk to people on the phone. Truthfully, we encourage people to come in and visit with us in person if they have the time and they can, because it's a little bit more relaxed. If you are thinking about hiring a lawyer, you get to see who we are. You see how we conduct business, how we conduct ourselves. We always make a real point of pride to try to work with people's schedules. A lot of times people can't come in during our normal office hours, which are generally 8 till 5, but we're happy to stay late or come in on a weekend, or heck, even come to a person's home if that's more convenient. A lot of times if you've had a car accident, you don't feel like going into another office, or you may not have a vehicle that will allow you to go to another office. So we don't want practical limitations like that to keep people from getting the information they need to be able to make the best decision for them, whether that's hiring a lawyer or not hiring a lawyer. I think the time you end up spending visiting with one of us, or with, like I say, even one of my competitors, about what your options are and what you can expect, what you deserve if you've sustained an injury, is time well spent, and that you don't end up getting taken advantage of, or you don't end up suffering more of a financial injury than you already have on top of your physical injury. So as I say, sometimes people, I think, have a reluctance to even get involved. They feel like they're going to be, or when I say get involved, get a lawyer involved, because they feel like that's a sign that they're trying to take advantage of a situation or capitalize on a situation by getting something extra that they somehow feel maybe they're not entitled to. And our job as attorneys and as counselors are to, first of all, give people information about what their rights are, let people know this is what you're entitled to. And like I say, just knowing that and being able to make a wise decision about what you want to do, if anything, can hopefully put your mind at rest and allow you to rest more comfortably, knowing that you're aware of what your options are and you're not just being passive and letting these things happen to you, but you're taking an active role in making yourself get better, and it protects you and it protects your family and your ability to earn an income and provide for your family. As I say, we're happy to visit with people on the phone if that's most convenient. We have people come in and send us email questions, and we try to respond to those as quickly as possible. If you want to contact us, our telephone number is 316-267-TEAM, T-E-A-M, and that's 316-267-8326. We're also, you can contact us through our website, which is 267team.com. And again, I just always encourage people, we're not scary. We're not trying to give false information. We're not high pressure. We're trying to force you into doing something you're not comfortable with. But I truly believe that you will feel more comfortable just knowing this is what your rights are, because you do have rights. But you can lose them if you don't take steps to protect them, by either filing a claim or by letting the doctors know that you may be treating with what all of your symptoms are. And so I hope you're never in the situation, honestly, where you're having to worry about calling a lawyer because you've had some misfortune befall you. But if you do, Todd, Norman, and Sean and I are here, and we're happy to help in any way we can. And I would encourage folks to give us a call or schedule a time to come in and see us if we can be of any help at all. And even if you decide you don't need a lawyer, or you don't need a lawyer right now, that's great. Or sometimes what happens is people have a question about a type of law that we don't necessarily handle. Just like doctors, there used to be doctors did a little bit of everything, from delivering babies to helping you if you have the flu. Well, just like doctors have gotten more specialized, many lawyers have gotten more specialized too. And truthfully, if you have a situation where you need somebody to draft up a will, or to handle a criminal matter or a family law matter, we may not necessarily be the best people to handle it ourselves, but we do our very best to try to refer you to somebody who we know is knowledgeable and compassionate and can do a very good job for you. So whatever type of legal question you may have, if we can be of any help, we want people to know that we're happy to be of assistance. So I think that's all we have for this afternoon, but we appreciate you taking the time to watch our Facebook post, and I hope you folks have a great weekend. And again, if we can be of any help, please feel free to contact us. Bye.